Kia ora koutou. My name's Jared, and on behalf of the AMA, we're making a bunch of videos to help you guys as you move into distance learning with some tools and some ideas. And the one I'm doing today is a video about making videos. So why would you bother? There are some people who are pretty famous for making these kind of things, who are very good at it, had a lot of practice. Do you really need to get in there? The answer is yes. There is stuff that is missing. There is stuff that you'll want to do that you can't find a good video to send to your students, and you'll want to fill in that gap. And the other couple of reasons is that we've got research telling us that when it is the student's teacher, the person that they know whose it's their voice, their way of doing things, perhaps their face on the camera, then they get a lot more engaged in that, and they get a lot more out of those videos. And also, it's value in the relationship that we've built up over the first term. If they're seeing and hearing from you, then when we do get to see them face to face again, hopefully that relationship has been preserved. So, a couple of ways of thinking about using videos over this next little while is one is basically a replacement for your beginning of a lesson or the instructions that you might be giving, or just sort of saying hi to students. Now, before we get on to screencasting, which is what I'm doing right now, I'll just show you how you can do that with straight just using your webcam. So I'm on a Windows machine here, and I'm just going to type in camera to my search bar down the bottom there, and I can find the camera app. It's not showing me what's on the webcam because that's being used somewhere else at the moment, but there'd normally be a little video button here, and I could record a video, and it would save it on my computer, and I could put that onto a Google Classroom or send it out by an email, or however I wanted to deliver that to my students. You can use that kind of method for giving feedback to students too. You can talk to a camera, or alternatively, if you're not so into your face being there, you could do that with a voice recorder. But if you're doing feedback, then it's normally a lot more valuable to be able to talk about the thing that you're giving feedback on and have it up on the screen. So a stats report, or maybe they've sent you some more mathematical stuff, and you can actually highlight particular things that you're after. You can draw extra things on. You can be very particular, and it's a lot easier to explain what you're trying to get across to them when you're giving those bits of feedback. So I've got a set of tools down here with the screencast that I'm doing that allow me to do certain things. Um, so there's yeah, really good for feedback. The other thing is, I guess what I'm trying to do right now is to give you a little lesson or to explain something to you. I'm running this through Google Slides. That's what most of the stuff is about at the moment, but I'm also dipping off to web pages. Um, and you can do that as basically a fill-in for the normal lesson you're doing, but I tend to use screencast more when I'm asking students to use technology, maybe for the first time or in new ways. So an example here is last year we got our year nines to use BlocksCAD for designing swimming pools. We were doing some maths around what that generated, and it was far easier to create a video of what they would, some of the things that they would need to be doing, and to talk to that video rather than doing instructions or something like that. So new technology is really good when you're doing a screencast. Desmos and GeoGebra, your geometric kind of applets and things can be a really good way of talking about a concept and having the visuals there as you do it. And then you've got your statistical packages like Insight or other ones, and whether you're showing them how to use it, or you're using it to talk about a particular data set or something like that, screencast can be a really good way of doing it. So the one I'm using is something called Screencastify. This is what their website looks like. Once you click on this button up here to install, you get a Chrome extension, which is just this little feature up the top here. And that means that whenever I want to launch this thing, I just click up here, and it would normally give me some options about starting a recording. But I'm in the middle of a recording at the moment, so that's why the options are different there. Um, a disadvantage of Screencastify is that you only get 5 minutes, and then it'll cut you off on the free version. So another option is Screencast-O-Matic, which gives you a longer period, but some of the features aren't quite as nice. And you can also do these types of things in other ways through Google Meet or through PowerPoint or things like that. So just quickly talk about some of the tips I've got. Don't expect what you